Hello, Americans, and other friends and subscribers around the world. Good morning, Miss Kitty.
Good morning.
That's cozy in here. It's was it 4 degrees this morning?
I don't.
Chilly.
You got way before me, which
Yeah, I
really appreciate you.
Actually, getting everything warm. She woke up, man. The propane heater in the bag was going. It was all nice and cozy. So, this morning, I think we're going to do a little mountain junkers. We're going to do some little reselling, eBay, and chat and talk. And, of course, we'll always just visit with you, man, and have morning coffee together.
With our Black Rifle coffee?
Yes, with our Black Rifle coffee. And we got 2 or 3 bags because we got Leapers, Wake to Eat Up, and a couple others. Man, but this one's the BB.
Beyond Black.
Beyond Black. Man, it's good. We actually had to, or Miss Kitty, had to back off on the 2 scoops and go down to
The
1.
black.
Yeah, because it's, man, it's very robust. And tasty.
Very tasty.
But, figure I'm going to show a few things here in a minute of basically what just sold overnight or last night, and actually this morning while I was watching BP, Bearded Picker, man, great show, man. Make sure you get over and check out my old buddy BP. It was a good show this morning.
You actually got up early enough to catch the whole show.
Yeah, I waited for him, man. I click on the thing. I'm like, hey, man, BP's on. Click on it, and it says, waited on the Bearded Picker.
Very rare.
That doesn't happen for a while. I was waiting on you, man. But, yeah, good show. One of the things, and actually he did, he's having, if you watch his videos, he's going through a bunch of crap on a fraudulent horse crap return on a VCR.
Electronics can...
Man, that's why I don't, very rarely. We got burnt on a
Ghetto Blaster.
Yeah, this awesome Ghetto Blaster. And when we got it back, it was completely broke to crap, and all the guts were out. Yeah. We sent it to eBay.
Yeah. Yeah, and we, of course, had to
I just forwarded
give
it to him.
The guy his money back.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. eBay did
forced
that.
us to.
See, and that's something that...
mining.
Man, don't let it scare... Man, don't let it scare you. And it's one of our reasons that, man, every time... We cringe every time we sell something electronic or something like that. And, Miss Kitty, we had to get new phones, if you watch her videos here a while back, and Miss Kitty, it was the most we'd ever spent on a phone for hers, man. It had a bamboo back, and I mean, she was in love with this phone. Well, when we got our new phones, she decided, because what we did is took the value of my old phone, which works perfectly fine, and then the value of her phone, which was a higher dollar phone, but it was having, it needed a new battery. That's all it needed.
Yes.
And here you tell them about your whole...
First thing they do when they got it, it says, this battery isn't good. And I was like, well, it says, they opened a return request saying that the battery wasn't good. And I said, well, yeah, it says that in the description.
Sold as is.
Sold as is.
Man, and that's one thing with the electronics and stuff, and I know... a lot of people, everybody runs their own business the way they do. I didn't mean to jump in, but I wanted to make sure it's known as that we put on that, especially on the electronics, man, is we use our pictures as our description. Here's the, any details we know about it, sold as is.
So as soon as I brought that to their attention, they said, well, it doesn't connect to Wi-Fi. Well, I also stated in the description that the only reason I was selling the phone is because the battery was failing, and I rely on the phone for internet purposes, because where we live, we're in a rural area, our internet is our phone. So we use it as a hotspot to run our computers, and then when we're traveling, I had it set to automatically connect to Wi-Fi so that I'm not using up all my data. I used the internet on that phone
the day before
all the time.
Yeah.
So I knew that the Wi-Fi wasn't an issue. And then, but a bunch of information. They took it to a dealer, and the dealer did some things to it. Yeah, and I was standing up for my beliefs and everything, that type of thing. Well, as soon as, and then they told me that if I did not refund their purchase immediately, that they were going to leave me bad feedback. So I reported
Threatened
them.
us twice.
Yeah. And so when I told them that that was not allowed, that they couldn't threaten me with bad feedback, they immediately went over to PayPal and opened a dispute there.
After eBay ruled in our favor. So what they do, as soon as eBay was on our side, they went and opened up a case on PayPal, and the phone's coming back.
Yeah, so PayPal sided with them, and they're allowing the return. I had some accessories with the phone, so we haven't gotten the phone back. And
if it's, man, if it is, that's, man, we're so paranoid. It should be here Friday.
And it's not a huge.
No, it wasn't a huge. It was $75, man, plus shipping.
Right. They thought they were going to get a $400 phone for $75.
Yeah. And they're total jerks about the whole thing. And
me on PayPal.
and a lot of people, on other shows and stuff, and everybody, man, it's your business. Run it how you want. Because even BP has said, he's fighting this one, but he's even said in the past it's part of business. Yes, it's part of business. We deal with very few, man, knock on wood, very few returns. Way, way, way below average. It's the kind of stuff we sell.
Right.
But, and yes, it's part of business, and, the customer is not always right. Dude, I grew up, man, my father had a store, my grandpa was a salesman. I come from a long line of salesmen. Man, I've had my own brick and mortar store, grew up with stores, grew up, with grandpa selling and stuff like that. And I've been, I've been playing this game with the junk my whole life, and 35 years solid doing this. And I don't take no crap. And if they're pulling something like this, I'm not going to just, okay, just not, that's not who I am.
If I had purchased the phone to flip it, and I ran my standard tests on it and was not confident of the functions of the phone, I may have handled it a little bit different.
Right.
But where it was my personal phone,
and she loved that phone.
Knew the condition of the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So that's it is what it is. But
as a seller, the only thing that you can do in a situation like this, beyond complaining and calling eBay and PayPal and spending hours on the phone with, the best thing that you can do is just block that buyer.
Yes.
That is not.
Yeah, man, and really, all of us sellers, we should share all our blocked buyers.
And we actually do share our blocked buyer list with some of our close friends that also do eBay. Yeah,
and the other eBays that I run, this person ended up getting about a half dozen blocked sellers, and if they came to try to buy, if they go to one of them other deals and and stuff and tried to buy something, they'd be blocked because of the way our stuff is set up.
Right, yeah, they can't buy from us because we blocked them from us, but we also have our account set to block buyers that have marks against them.
Right.
They have unpaid item marks or any
a
seller blocking them like we just did.
Right.
So that is one recourse that a seller does have.
Yeah, but it ain't much.
No.
And and this time it's not eBay because eBay always eBay 98-99% of the time. Even when we think that we're going to be right, and like this time, man, we were right. We did, because that's what they told us one time is, well, if you would have had sold as is, because it was some other
we would have backed you.
Then we would have backed you. So, man, I don't put it on. Actually, I put it on very minimal stuff. Right. But if it is something I know,
like for the phone, for an example, that's an impulse buy. I feel like some people will. There's certain items that it's an impulse buy. They don't even look at the description. They don't even read the title. They just see the item and they buy it. That's an impulse buy. Right. So on those types of things, like the phone, we put sold as.
Well, there was something else. I think we sold. It's always what we do, man. I'm not man. We're just a couple of hillbillies up here, man. I like selling my rusty gold better, and I like that electronic, man. All you guys can have your video games and Nintendos and all that, man. I'll pick that stuff up here and there, but that's one of the things. I just sold a Nintendo. I had wasn't it a Nintendo? I think it was a Nintendo. Or Sony PlayStation. Sony PlayStation, man. It had a memory card and just the box.
No controls. No controls.
I had no way of testing it. No way, sold as is, man. And the guy actually made me an offer, and and he's all, man, I'm hoping this works. And I'm like, man, I have no idea. It is what it is, man. And I think I sold it to him for
$10.
Yeah, 10 or 12 bucks plus shipping and stuff. And I just don't, it just came along. I probably picked it up for 50 cents or a buck, or in a box of crap. But yeah, so the sold as is wasn't that great of a protection. And then when they can go from eBay rules in your favor, and then they can go to PayPal, and now PayPal, has ruled in their favor, that's a crock of crap. That is wrong, man. And PayPal and eBay have split the sheets, so PayPal should really have no, say, which is a credit card company. So, whatever, man. It's a banking thing. It's very frustrating. And like I said, it's not a huge amount of money, but
it's just
we're just so paranoid I'm going to get a phone back that's worth nothing.
Got it,
or whatever they do, because we sent all the accessories, kind of like BP had the remote and the cords and all that. So it's frustrating, man. It doesn't, keep us down. You can go back to that. It's part of business, but it's a crappy part of it. And then, you watch the shows, and actually BP, now that he's gotten big enough, might have things. But like Pete, Craigslist Hunter, 6 months ago, if he would have done a video on it, it'd be like me doing a video on it. Wouldn't have been that big of a deal. But now that he's up there with, however many subs, because he's gotten pretty dang big. So he just does a video on it, and oh man, because he's got enough viewers. Yeah, so eBay sees it, and that might end up happening with BP, I hope.
And corrects the problem for...
Yeah, right. So, I mean, if you're big enough on YouTube, even, you can make a difference. But that doesn't make a difference for the guys that...
They're just starting out, or...
Well, starting out, or even, you got 14,000 or whatever the heck we have subs. My videos ain't gonna probably do a bit of good if they end up burning me on that phone. So I'm pretty paranoid about that. That's about enough of that. And we're the happy place, man. We don't try to be on the negative, especially on the reselling, because, man, I'm trying to get y'all to make extra money out there. So let's get on with that part. What else we're going to show? I guess I'll show a few of these things. There were some other things I was going to touch base on. I showed all them posters that I pulled out. We actually ended up losing some, just like with books and stuff, and I'm always preaching the books, because there's, those people saying, oh, books are dead, you can't sell books, and horse crap, man. Amazon was built on books, man, don't forget that. But,
the right kind of books.
Yeah, the right kind of books. It's the right kind of books, absolutely. And I'll tell you, one of the right kind of books is The Shining. This is the second one in a week. Man, and this one was a library one, did not expect it, it was a little rough condition, and ended up $34.95 shipped on that mother. The other one I sold for what, 50 bucks? Yeah, 50 bucks on that other one. So, man, keep your eyes out for
hardback.
The old hardback, The Shining Stephen King book, man. That was a good one. I guess we're just getting on with it here. Then we have a pair of Kings. I actually got these for Miss Kitty. I picked them up for her, and then, because, man, they're just killer Kings. I wish they were my size. These are considered women's, but I'd wear them. if they were size 11 instead of an 8. But, what'd you say?
You're a granola cruncher.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a granola cruncher, man. I can do it. But, I ended up picking these up for Miss Kitty. She wore them, which is always something that always irritates us, because you get a pair of shoes, and they're clean. So then, man, you're like, oh, these are for me. I got 2 pairs out there I need to clean up that I tried out that didn't work out, that hurt my feet or whatever. Same thing she did. She wore them out for the day, and they ended up pushing on her foot or something, so she didn't end up liking them. But then she had to clean them over again.
Thank goodness it was a city day.
Yeah,
city,
that's right. You wore these last time we were in the Flatlands.
Country day. It was actually north.
Okay, up McCall. But anyway, so we ended up getting $57.10 shipped. So that was a good one. And this one, Miss Kitty told me this morning, you sold that for too cheap. And then I may have. This is, I don't know if you can see. You can't see, man, but I have a stack. There's probably 20 posters here. Another 20 or 30 in there. You can see the Smokey the Bear one over there. That's a good one. I'm surprised Miss Kitty's getting rid of that. We just don't have wall space.
I'm not sure. I'm going to look it up.
Look it up. Yeah, because that one's got the herbs. You can see Smokey the Bear down at the bottom of it. I talked about these when I pulled these out a couple days ago. A lot of them I got, just like this one I'm going to show you here in a minute, that I got for myself. But when you live in a 2-bedroom cabin, you know, even when the cook shack, and I have got stacks.
Not 2 bedrooms.
Or two room cabin. And really it's just a
1 room and a vagabond.
Yeah, and really it's just a 29-foot vagabond with a snow shelter. Because that's what the office is. Really it's just a trailer. But anyway, so not much wall space. Plus you got all this
merchandise.
Yeah, all this merchandise and all my doodads.
Stuff hanging everywhere.
But I just love pictures and everything. Oh, this is something I was going to show too. This is how we're Miss Kitty's taking pictures, rolls them, puts a rubber band around them, and then I'm just taking, once I pull it out, because I've got to pull them out and measure them, and look at the condition and everything like that, and then I just put what it is, and then put the rubber band back onto it, hold that, and then we're going to have them in a, I haven't figured out where, because we want to keep them, and we've actually lost quite a few, man, and some that I'll hold on, I'll put on a ceiling or something somewhere that, ended up getting water damage or something like that. Just all part of living. That's trying to do this kind of paper products and books, man, or, of course that's the challenge. Yeah, the things that we're, especially our books I specialize in, and the storage format, it's tough when you live like this. Then I'll show you this poster, man. This one's pretty dang awesome. I sold it. I put this on right before I went to bed, and sold it when we were watching BP this morning, I think, did you? And I'll show you that in a minute too. This is just awesome. This is a Philip Goodwin. You can see it, the bear, man. Look at the 2 dudes coming out of the woods back here. But these, the real, the vintage Goodwin is he's a 1930s artist, and these are the ones. He's the artist with a lot of those Remington bullet, Winchester bullet.
The tin signs.
Yeah, the tin signs and different advertisements. Oh my God! Fire no! But I was like, what the heck is going on? But he's the artist that did a lot of them drawings, man. He's known, just amazing one. That's one that I wanted to put on my dang wall, but ended up selling it this morning for $57.70. Ship!
Okay. I was noticing that you were having some coordination problems there. Is that too much caffeine?
And then this one, that actually got an offer last night, and did a counter offer for $50. And then the kid threw in I'm a college student. When your kids, when you have a couple of college kids, and my son's going through some financial stuff right now too. I was like, did you have to use the college card on me? So I ended up selling it to him for $44.19. And this is Carl Rungus, painter of the Western Wilderness. Kind of a different style than that one, but I'll show you a couple pictures. He does some amazing.
Of course, all you find is print.
Yeah, of course, all I find, and then him camping out and stuff. I know there's a bunch of colored pictures in here. Anyway, I don't need to. There you go. Some stuff like that. But a wonderful book. This book actually is worth $75. Is what it. That's what I had it on, and then I did a sale, and then he did a
offer on the sale price.
An offer, and then guilted me in. Yeah, I had to throw in the.
I'm a college student.
I'm just a poor college. That's what Kevin D uses that on his song. I'm just a poor college kid trying to make it. Yeah, and then you go work in the summer for $18 an hour. And then we got Vintage California Ducks Unlimited corduroy ball cap, half adjustable. It's got this crazy plastic thing on it. It was pretty cool. I'd never seen it. It's almost like a zipper thing. It goes across here.
Yeah, I thought that was
$30.70. And that was what we sold. Like I said, the book. That book offer, because I had done a counter offer last night. That book offer came on when I was watching BP this morning too, and the poster. So maybe that little hairy fella's good luck for me. So that was not too bad. I did want to touch base on if you're wanting to do this, or if you are doing this, like another little furry fellow that lives over in Salmon, Muskrat. Dude, that time, man, it is.
He's trying.
Oh, he has, and he's actually sold a couple of things. So I still got to ride him, man. He tells me I give him boot to butt.
Okay, good.
I'm going to go over there and hook up with him one of these days. But anyway, man, the time is now, what is the dates? The date's the 6th, so this will be on the 7th. Yeah, so the 7th. When's the last?
The 20th to ship priority.
Yeah, so the 20th, so the 7th. I mean, we're getting down to the last, the countdown on the 4th quarter, or the Christmas shopping, whatever you want to call it. You know, we never...
No. And we've also found in years past, and nothing is ever consistent, but people will buy for themselves on Christmas Day and after.
Yeah, we usually on, believe it or not, on Christmas Day,
we usually do pretty good.
I think always, or ever since we've been doing eBay, man. Hopefully this year too, and New Year's Day is always good. You know, we do, you know, we see a lump in it. I mean, right now, we don't sell, you know, we don't sell new stuff.
Right.
So like, you know, BP and some of the other people that are selling, you know, especially the retail arbitrage and doing Amazon, man, is a whole different, well, it's different, but it ain't. You know, we've actually tried to play with that retail arbitrage, but man, when you're a junker, and man, when I can go out and buy me a book or a poster or something like that, where I pick it up for $1 or $2 or 50 cents and sell it for $50, or I can go buy some retail arbitrage thing that I pay 15 or 20 bucks and sell it for 50. That's good, man. If you want, you know,
to hit all of those retail locations to have
we don't have that
inventory, we would be on the road.
That's
all the time.
Yeah, we were actually talking about it. Yeah. They were talking about it on the show this morning. You know, our round trip, our nearest Walmart is a round trip of 140 or 150 miles. You know, and then they go. So that's really, if it wasn't for that, I would probably think a lot more, you know, on that, because back, you know, I missed him too, man. It's Dallas Moore, you know, was a big pusher, and then Global Voodoo too, man, a big pusher of them. You know, you buy it for, you know, making pennies, man. That's, they don't, you know, I mean, if you go for the quantity, one of our problems with that, and we have done that in the past, but one of our problems with that here, the way we do it, being in the middle of nowhere, is storage. You know, that'd be a lot more storage to make
the... We would have to do the where you ship it in.
And then I've got to enjoy it, man. And that's, you know, we take the pictures. I talked about it, you know, a few shows ago or something, man, when you're sitting here listing and it's stuff that doesn't intrigue you. Well, it's kind of like a good example with all these posters. The very first picture, because I did it, the very first picture was a Disney poster, and I have yet to touch the Disney poster, because I can go after the ones with the bears and mountain men, and man, I've got this one. It's put in a tube.
The Remington?
Yeah, no, I got that too. I got a Remington and a Charles Russell, and they're all, you know, they're not original paintings, but original old prints. I don't see it, but I got this one that is
the Lemhi Pass.
Yeah, the Lemhi Pass with
Lewis Merriweather.
Yeah, Merriweather Lewis, and the other guys that you feel bad for because they don't get mentioned as much that explored with it. And they're standing up above it, and man, they've got these packs on, man, that say U.S. on the packs and stuff, and they're standing up above it. Man, it is the coolest. Another one that I really wanted on my wall for myself that I've had for a long time, 5 or 6 years. Some of these posters I've had.
We've been storing them for a long time.
Yeah, storing them for a long time. And I'm glad that we're finally... Oh, here it is right here. I'll show you.
Oh, you got it right there.
I got this one in a tube. This is one of my... Because this one... And I actually think I'm running this. I think I got this one on auction for $100. This thing, man. You always... And obviously, you want to try not to wrinkle and do any... Actually... Yeah. This is the best way to do it. Look at that thing, man. When you see it, and then... And look at their packs with the U.S.
Well, you got it listed. They can go look at the link.
Yeah, you can go just shake it. Man, but that's one of my favorite ones. But man, to think, you know, something like that, or even that other one, man, you know, who's gonna
It might not sell for 100, but it might
yeah,
sell for 2.
exactly. Well, yeah, but
We just don't know.
that one might not have sold for $50 or whatever either.
Right.
So when you're in that, you know, there's my, what were they calling it this morning? The things to keep your eyes, they call it. Anyway, things to keep your eyes out, and they use the abbreviation of it as pretty funny. Things to watch out for.
Yeah.
But, whatever it was, man. I just have been hearing it a few times for the last couple of weeks. I'd never heard it at first. I'm like, what the heck? But, it's posters, man. Never passed up that, you know, when you were walking by there and that barrel of posters there, and usually they're like $1, you know. Make sure you check some of those out. It will blow your mind. And if you actually look up vintage posters, isn't that what you punched in yesterday? Did you want to keep that to yourself, Christy?
No, I filled up my coffee cup.
Oh, now you got to go BB?
Now I'm just waiting.
I was wondering why those little eyes were floating around in there.
So if I seem distracted back here, it's just my
She's got to go pee-pee.
floating.
But,
We all know how
that's funny. What?
you can make a video last a long time.
You don't know how I can? Why?
I said we all know.
Oh, that I ramble on. Anyway, you interrupted my giving them some intel, man.
I interrupted.
But don't pass up on the posters, man. We punched them in, and actually, you know, we've sold posters and stuff over the obviously in 35 years, you know. But we used to actually take and frame them out and buy the frames and all that.
Well,
crap.
one of the reasons why we just pulled out this supply and started taking pictures and listing them is because up until, what, 2-3 days ago, we didn't have anywhere to take a picture of.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
you can see that.
Yeah.
Miss Kitty ended up putting a drape thing over that. Man, this thing is working out amazing using the magnets, you know, because that's one of the things you want to.
Yeah, behind the white vinyl is a old Spartan travel trailer door, that's
metal
solid
door.
steel metal, and so it's got.
Yeah, so the
magnets.
magnetizes to it pretty good, so that helps out tremendously. And then another reason would be the cold and just not being able to, you know, we're going through a lot of stuff and organizing. You can't see it on there, but man, this place is just getting pretty amazing. Yes, it's always changing around here. But going through some of, you know, our nuts, man. Basically, like I always say, we're like squirrels and we put all this stuff away. Well, now we're pulling out some of that stuff because we have not been out for, it's been a week. It hasn't been that long. And we will head on out to, well, we're going to have to try to do that before, I don't know if we will.
No, we might have to.
Yeah, because today we're actually.
Make a decision and order a Christmas gifts.
Yeah, something, because man, the snow is supposed to start Sunday and not supposed to stop anywhere that I can see in the.
He actually changed it.
Oh, is it worse?
No, it's better.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay, I'll have to look back at that. We won't get into that.
Everything
I'm trying to cut this short so you can go pee.
I know. Good luck to you.
So man, we're hoping to get out and, you know, do a little bit of that tonight. We actually this afternoon, old Tim is getting neutered today, so we gotta go watch the grandbabies while they snip. He's so nervous. I'm told, if you look back, I've told my horror story on that, but we won't get into that because my wife needs to go to potty. So please remember to like, subscribe, and share. It helps keep the home fires burning. And check out our eBay. Check out the link below and get your postcards in because I'm getting closer to that. What are we at? 14,000? 13,000? I don't know. Whatever. The next, we're getting closer to. Let me see.
Just click on it.
Just click on it, man. I don't even know what my own dang count is. I know BP's is amazing now. That's all I care. I am okay. We're hitting 13,000. Getting ahead of myself. Yeah. So when we hit 13,000, we're going to do a drawing, and then so make sure you get your postcards in. The address is down below.
Knife right there that you use.
Yeah. Oh yes. And we'll actually be giving away one of my. I'm in the process of. I got to get those knives sent off.
Yeah.
But you'll win a Hillbilly Whittler. I got to get back on some of those. So get your postcards in for that. Check out the eBay thing down below. And good Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise.
Or my eyeballs don't float away. We'll be back again tomorrow.
See ya.